Frequent the internet, you have likely seen memes and videos with a character known as Doomer and or any of his counter characters, Boomer, Bloomer, and Zoomer. If you have not, these are them. Each of these characters represents a distinct personality type, usually associated with a specific generation within current society. The Doomer character is especially popular and is what we will be focusing on here. The Doomer is an individual who is typically in their 20s and male, although a Doomer in the philosophical sense does not need to be either. He or she does, however, need to be someone who feels a sense of aimlessness and loneliness, and is consequently stricken with a deep despair for life. For the Doomer, life is meaningless, and the world is inevitably doomed by humanity's ignorance, greed, and futility. As a result, the Doomer sees little to no reason in engaging in traditional pursuits, and thus retreats from society into apathetic isolation. This character is often used in videos and memes to illustrate various experiences that come with this pessimistic sense of life. Things like working a dead-end job, struggling to maintain or get over romantic relationships, excessive drinking and smoking, feeling alienated from one's friends and family, etc. This character's popularity and widespread relatability is very telling about the conditions of the modern person, specifically that of the current young adult generation. It reveals the depth of pessimism and nihilism being experienced, a hopelessness for both the now and for the future. One of the Doomer's counter characters is the Boomer, the name being derived from the term baby boomer, an individual born between 1946 and 1964, 2 generations or so before the Doomer. However, the age and generation of a Boomer does not necessarily matter. What does matter is this character's contrasting outlook on life. Opposed to the Boomer possesses a positive, can-do attitude. More specifically, in the context of the meme, the Boomer's attitude exists in a naive, blissful ignorance of truth. The Boomer chugs along in their ignorant delusion, unaware of the reality in which they live, mistakenly thinking they have it all under control. Where the Doomer is aware of the world's conditions and consequently pessimistic about them, the Boomer is unaware and thus ignorantly blissful. Unlike the baby boomers, the Doomer was born in or around the 90s and grew up through an era when technology developed at an unprecedented rate in an exceptionally small amount of time. The advent of the internet as well as affordable internet devices would completely change the way people could experience and understand the world. During this internet generation, children and young adults had access to a completely open and constant flow of information, an ability to see, hear, talk with, and engage in the entire world in real time, all the time. The world would shrink down to fit in the palm of one's hand, allowing one to easily see just how absurd, chaotic, and meaningless it truly is. As a result, a huge portion of an entire generation would realize early on that things weren't all good, that the can-do, positive attitude of the Boomer was outdated and ignorant of what was really going on. With lingering counterculture narratives from the 60s and 70s, a decreasing popularity in Christianity following the Second World War, and an increasing access to information, this generation would be left with no traditional meaning or hope to fall back on. A generation where many find a piece of themselves in the Doomer. So now what? Are we doomed to exist in a world where the options are either blissful ignorance or informed melancholy?
Niggas envy blinking got the stiffy got blicky drumming up 50 move milli on my niggas on 50 talk down, keep silly stay 50 bands.
What you playing, son?
Zoom play Rock Knight.
Rock Knight? Grugner like. Hunting games too slow now. Grug like classics. Yeah. Quake 3 was good game.
Whatever, Dad.
Go bed soon, son.
No! It's Saturday morning! Don't try to sleep! Don't stay up all night while I'm working!
And fishing with tribe. Good times.
How's Grug Bitrock going?
Ha! Grug no buy silly magic Bitrock. Grug buy in Rock Market and invest in Cave. Rock Market hit all-time high.
Krug agree. Krug just buy third investment Cave.
Noise. Uh-oh. Grug don't feel good.
What wrong?
What?
Wake up. Grug,
Huh? Ooga?
what happened?
Grug had vision. Grug see future. Rock market go kaboom boom.
Grug. Easy on the sips. Grug sound like Cuckoo Shaman.
Hip. Grug right. Just crazy dream. Rock on.